This is Brook Drum with Printrbot, and we're building the Printrbot LC, and this is the bridge. And this little guy, we're going to start over here, and they're arranged on the page very much like they need to go. Okay, but you can't just dry fit it and call it good enough. You've got to get that guy in there. So the one you need, these come off together, and we will put this one guy in there. So now, before we put all these together, we got to get our bolt in here, and it's really tight, so you got to kind of move it to where it's up and down, horizontal here. I'm going to line that so it's straight. We'll do that in a minute. Should be using a wrench, but I have this handy. We'll add that other stuff here. And the nylock, or you can have two bolts and use it as like a jam nut. You don't want it so tight that this doesn't spin. See, it's too tight, it doesn't spin. Now it spins. So that's good. There's a little play in there. Alright, so now that that's in, I'll align that so it's perfectly straight. Now this guy will go in. Although it may give you some trouble because it's quite tight. There we go. And it's pressing pretty hard up against that, but that's okay. Forgot to get this guy in. Now here we go. No washer needed. Barely goes through, but it does go through. And there's one side. No washers needed. Now the other side is going to look very similar, but it has some different parts that stretch around the back to hold the motor. So it's not quite as easy. We're going to put these in loosely for now because we've got to get the bars in there in a moment. I want you to see how it looks. Alright, so that side's good to go. I'm going to do the same with this side. And this is our new part here. Okay, so that's how it fits in dry, but we've got a bolt here, a bolt here, actually a bolt that goes in to the nut there, one here, one here, And that's how it ends up looking. Okay, so let's take a couple of parts off and do this one thing at a time. Now, the most important thing is this right here has to go on as one piece. So, how are we going to do it? What I'm going to do is put this in. It's going to be, has to have a washer. I'm going to keep it nice and loose so we can get the rest of the parts together. Yeah, that worked out okay. We've got one here you can get. No washer needed on that. No washer needed on this one. And it's a little longer. Yeah, that's too long. There we go. Okay, those aren't really tight yet, but they're holding together really nicely. So here, and this will be next. I'm not going to bolt this down yet. In fact, I'm going to leave these two pieces off because we're going to do, we're going to need to put these in here. They'll go down further, and the carriage on. So I'll leave these off for now. But I can show you how the back goes on. Now you want to mount this first. So you're going to want to put your pulley on your motor. I've demonstrated that a few times, so I'm not going to show you again. And you don't have to put this on with 4. You want to conserve some of your screws, but for the sake of being thorough, I'll do it. Okay, and it just goes on like this. You got a long screw that's coming through here. And I'm trying to remember which one works out better. I don't remember if it's this way or the other way, but for now we'll do it like that. Got a short guy here.